Hello.
Hi. Well, my question's kind of a follow-up, I guess, to the last one, because I guess we just heard about Nathan. But what was it like working with the rest of the cast of Firefly? And are you still in touch with them?
Yes. Had dinner with Sean Marr on Sunday night. Sean is shooting. I guess I don't think I'm allowed to say what he's shooting. Oof, that was close. Oh, man. I'm the worst. I do that all the time. Yeah, I talk to him all the time. Alan, who just texted me about another project. Can't talk about that. Saw Gina not too long ago. Adam I've seen a lot this year. He's been on a similar convention circuit as me this year. And we were in Louisville, Kentucky in August. And it was basically just me and him palling around all weekend. And he got it in his head that we needed to drink as much whiskey as possible because we were in Louisville. So we kept going to these whiskey bars. And he would, we'll have 10 shots of your best whiskey. And then we'd do like our own little private whiskey tasting. So that was a wicked hangover. Yeah, I try and keep in touch with all of them. And we're all still very tight. Like I said, I don't know. It was a funny thing, that show. We all clicked immediately and have nothing but positive memories associated with it, except for the whole fact, the canceling thing. But whatever. They're great friends.
Thank you, and we hope you come back sometime.
Thank you, me too. I've only scratched the surface in restaurants. I have a list like this long.
We also have some great bars.
I do know that.
Yeah. On top of being a Firefly fan, I also really enjoyed the LA complex. And I'm wondering about the differences in culture, the sci-fi versus the young adults, and what that was like, if there were any experiences that you could compare.
I mean, it's very rare when I'm at a convention and someone mentions LA Complex. I don't think those two fandoms are one and the same necessarily. But LA Complex is something I did because it was so different. The character was so different from anything else I'd played, and I'm so glad I did it. It was difficult. It was a very hard role to play, and it pushed me. And there was a lot of improv. There was a lot of thinking on your toes. And I had the best time, and it's something, I think it's one of the things I'm the most proud of that hardly anybody saw. But it was such a great time. I loved doing that show.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So, I'm not sure I'm allowed to ask this. It might
Good.
be copyright. But as everyone in here knows, it was asked last night very publicly. So...
What is it?
Who would be able to
killing me
fix
right now.
the Millennium Falcon better,
Oh,
Kaylee
God.
or Scotty?
Wait. Who won in the debate?
Scotty.
What the fuck?
Exactly! It was a travesty. We tried.
Wow.
It was really close, though.
Yeah.
It was really close.
Neck and neck, huh?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Oh, man.
She was arguing for your team.
You were?
I was on stage.
Thank you.
Everything I could. We got
I know you did. You brown coats are crazy. I know you did. Oh, man, that's... well. Oh, well. Shoot. Me, I think, is my answer to that question.
Excellent.
Just to clarify.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, man.
Hi there.
Hi.
So, when you were on Stargate Atlantis, obviously you had a main part in that show, but earlier on you also had a small role as a child wraith. And I was just wondering what it was like for you to, in the moment, experience all the stuff you were doing with that, with like the makeup and everything, and then B, to then come back later on the show and end up doing the bigger stuff, and what was like the comparison of those two things for you?
When I auditioned for the role of the Wraith, it came through. I was at home. I was in Vancouver in between jobs, and read the script, didn't know what a Wraith was, had never seen the show, and just thought it was really interesting character. So I said, I want to audition for this. And I went in, and apparently the producers in the audition session, when I came in, were like, why is Kaylee auditioning for our show? So they gave me the job, and they were like, yeah, we'd love to have you. And then they asked me to go through various things to prepare for the role. I had to get my face cast. I had to have my eyeballs measured for contacts. I had to have a cast made of my teeth so they could put in fake teeth. And I'm going, what is going on? And then my first day of work, my call time was 3:30 a.m. to start hair and makeup. I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Oh, man.
It was brutal, brutal. My mom came to visit set and walked right by me. I was sitting in a chair. She walked on set, and I went, hi. And she went, hi. And kept walking. It's funny when you look that ugly and crazy, people are afraid to talk to you. It's the weirdest thing. And ever since then, people on sets that are in major prosthetics, I always make a point to say hello and sit with them because it's a funny thing. No one really wants to talk to you. So once that ended, they asked me to come back, and they said, would you be willing to come back as the Wraith girl? And I said, no. Super uncomfortable. It was, at the end of the day, everyone else would be wrapped, and then it would take me an hour to get the makeup off. So it was just grueling. And then they asked if I would be willing to come back and be the new doctor, and I said, any prosthetics? No? Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I have a comment and a quick question. I went and saw you a couple years ago at Polaris,
Oh.
and you were talking about cooking bacon in the oven,
Yes.
and I just wanted you to know that it changed my life.
It changes your life. It's the
like
best.
the best thing ever.
It is, because you don't have to, it's not
Exactly.
everywhere, all
Yeah.
over there's no splatter. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. If you guys haven't done this, you have to do it. Cook your bacon in the oven, you crazy people. On a broiler pan, and all the fat goes down in the center, and it's brilliant. Anyways, yes.
And then I have a very serious question.
Oh.
I was curious as to who was a better kisser, Sean Marr
Oh,
or
God.
David Hewlett.
God. That's like, who's a better kisser? Your older brother or your younger brother? Oh, God. I'll say Sean. Sean just smells like a rose. He does, and his skin is just flawless. He's like a little Barbie. Like a boy Barbie. He's just so perfect. And David and I were so, the reason why they, from what I've heard, wrote the love story into Stargate was because David and I were really good friends, and we had natural chemistry. We would, be bitching and grumbling at craft service together every day, and, we were just two peas in a pod. So I think that's why they started that storyline, but didn't mean I wanted to make out with him. Like, I know David's wife really well, and she was pregnant, and it's just like, this is so wrong. All of this is just wrong, wrong, wrong. And when we first kissed, or one of the bigger kissing scenes was on that little plane in the episode Brainstorm, and they couldn't turn the AC on in the plane because it was making too much noise for sound, so it was insanely hot. And we were sweating, and then we had to start making out, and we were both like, ugh, I can taste your sweat. This is so gross. So yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hal-Con.